Hey guys, it's your NakedVaultDweller, and in this video we're going to talk about the Spooky Scorch event that starts on October 25th and will run through November 8th. We're also going to talk about some of the rewards that you're going to receive from participating in this event if you're lucky enough to get some of the rare items. And if that wasn't already good enough, you're also going to be able to receive an atomic shop item that will allow other people to come to your camp and receive candy from you, plus you'll be able to go to other camps and receive candy from them to complete daily challenges and weekly challenges. Finally, closer to the end of this video, I'm going to show some locations of where you can go to pick up some Spooky Scorch and participate in some of this holiday fun. Okay, so kicking this shindig off on October 25th, 2022 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after the server update or maintenance that they have scheduled. When you sign on into a server, you'll be able to immediately jump into killing some of these Spooky Scorched. The Spooky Scorch is just like the Hunt for the Treasure Hunter event, as well as the Christmas Holiday Scorched. When you approach them or get relatively close, you'll start hearing a noise or some kind of audible tone that'll let you know that you're close to a Spooky Scorched. And if I could find the audible sound that the Spooky Scorch make, I will insert that into the video right here. Another thing you'll want to note before we start ticking off the reward list is that the Spooky Scorch do not travel in packs, so you'll see one at a location, but generally not many more after that. And once you find and annihilate a Spooky Scorch, you'll need to actually eat their brains. Just kidding. I just wanted to insert some George Romero into the video here. You'll actually have to loot their trick-or-treat bags off of them and get some of their rare loot. They'll also have some common and uncommon items in their trick-or-treat bags, such as hand grenades and bottled water, so on and so forth. I'm not going to list that stuff here. I find it pretty unimportant, and I don't want to waste your time. We're just going to focus on the rare rewards that you'll be able to get. And as of the making of this video, a lot of the items that you'll see here are some of the previous year's items. Unless Bethesda changes that up at the last minute, this is what they'll have for us. Starting with some of the rare plans you'll be able to get and learn. At the end of each one of these plans, you'll see the actual percentage chance of you being able to get this plan off of a Spooky Scorched. First, we're going to have the plan for the Grim Reaper Vault Boy cutout. It has a 10% chance on dropping. And for the next few plans that I'm about to read off to you, they have a 7.14% chance of dropping whenever you kill a Spooky Scorched. Starting with the plans for the Alien Jack-O-Lantern, the Classic Jack-O-Lantern, the Evil Jack-O-Lantern, Full Pumpkin Rack, Half Empty Rack, Half Full Pumpkin Rack, Happy Jack-O-Lantern, Mobster Jack-O-Lantern, Practice Jack-O-Lantern, Pumpkin Rack, Surprise Jack-O-Lantern, Vault Boy Jack-O-Lantern, Vault Door Jack-O-Lantern, and finally the Vault Tech Jack-O-Lantern. Next we have a list of the rare costume plans that the Spooky Scorch can drop, starting with the Jack-O-Lantern pantsuit, the Jack-O-Lantern short suit, the pirate costume, and the pirate costume hat. All of these plans have a Bethesda 25% chance of dropping each time that you kill a Spooky Scorched. There's also the possibility of a rare costume dropping with the Spooky Scorch when you kill them. You can get the Jack-O-Lantern pantsuit, the short suit, the pirate costume, and the pirate costume hat as well. It's not always a possibility, but sometimes these costumes do drop with the Spooky Scorched. Okay, so moving away from the rewards that we'll receive and into the actual event that's going to happen. If Bethesda and Fallout 76 decide to do it like they did in 2021, players will be gifted with some type of trick-or-treat item that they'll be able to pick up out of the Atomic Shop for free. In 2021, it was the Spooky Candy Bowl. You would purchase this from the Atomic Shop, and then it would become a camp item, and then you could place this camp item obviously in your camp. Then people could come and collect candy from the Spooky Candy Bowl. This ghoulish process will be wrapped up into your daily and weekly challenges, so make sure that you check out your challenges each day to ensure that you are able to complete that. Usually it's in form of going to someone's camp and collecting candy, or actually giving candy out to other players. But if you're attempting to give away candy to other players, you want to make sure that it's going to be readily available for them to access. So if your camp is way up in the mire or way down there in the Cranberry Bog, it's very possible people may not visit you. And the biggest complaint that I had from last year, probably carrying over to this year, is that when you place your Spooky Candy Dish bowl out for people to collect candy from, put it in a place that is going to be accessible and easily to see. I cannot tell you how many times I would go to someone else's camp to look everywhere for that stinking Spooky Dish bowl and could not find it, only to find that it was placed on the steps with no indication that it was even there. I mean, I ran right past it. So this is what I plan to do this year to help players who come to my camp find my Spooky Candy Dish bowl. Once you've placed your Spooky Candy bowl, you'll be able to place candy inside of it from the Spooky Scorch that you kill. So each Spooky Scorch that you kill, you should receive at least one piece of candy that you can put into that bowl. Now you can eat the candy if you want to. It'll sometimes give you a bonus to your actual stats for a little while. I won't go through that. It's not necessary, I don't think, but you can eat the candy as well. Okay, so the next question you might have is, how will I know if somebody's got a spooky candy bowl out for me to collect candy from? Flipping over here to the map, you'll see just north of Foundation, my camp, and just below my camp icon, you'll see 3 other icons. The first one denotes that I have a vendor. The middle one denotes that I have a shelter that players can come and visit. And finally, here on the right, you'll see a jack-o'-lantern. That means that I have a spooky candy bowl placed out there for anyone to come grab candy from, as long as I've got candy in it. Anyway, collecting candy from other players' camps is a very fun thing to do, at least to me. I love being part of the community. It also brings all the dentists out too. So make sure you don't skip over any challenges, because this is a really easy one to complete. The last part of this video, we're going to go over some locations that you can go to visit to collect some to Spooky Scorch. Now, this is not an end-all be-all list. You can pretty much go anywhere there's going to be Scorch to spawn and collect some of these Spooky Scorched. But just in case you're new to Appalachia, this might be a little helpful for you, at least tracking these guys down. And there's just a couple things you might want to take in consideration before you charge off in Appalachia with your guns ablazing. First and foremost, just because you see a Halloween Scorched in one of the locations in this video doesn't mean that as soon as you go there, you're going to see it too. The rule of thumb here is the more people that are on the server, the less likely you're going to find a holiday Scorch, simply because everybody's looking for them too. And as a side note to a side note, server hopping does allow you to get more Halloween Scorched. But one last confession to you guys, all the Halloween Scorch that you see in this video was done in one sitting. No server hopping, it was all done in one sitting. So there is hope that you'll be able to find as many as I did. Secondly, the locations that you see in this video are not all the locations that are in Appalachia with Halloween Scorched. You will also find Halloween Scorch in events that add additional Scorch to the event, such as the Scorch Beast Queen. Finally, you're not going to find a Halloween Scorch behind a load screen. So if you go looking for them in a daily ops, or if you go to the top of the world, they're just not going to be there. They're going to be out in Appalachia, and a lot of them are going to be in the places that you'll see in this video. Okay, so now that we have all the logistics out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with AVR Medical Center, which is located right on the edge of the forest and ash heap. When you arrive at AVR Medical Center, you'll find there's a number of Scorch running around. This particular Halloween Scorch I found downstairs, but a lot of times you'll find the Halloween Scorch on the roof. So make sure you look up there too. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to Bolton Greens, and at Bolton Greens, you're going to find a Scorch running inside and outside of this place. I found as many as 2 at this location, and there could be possibly more. Next, we're going to go back over to the theme park located in Ash Heap called Camden Park, and in Camden Park, you'll find as many as 2, if not more, at this location. The Scorch really do love their cotton candy and popcorn. Now let's go ahead and move on over to Firebase Hancock, which is located on the edge of the Savage Divide and Cranberry Bog. And here at Firebase Hancock, I found only 1 of the Halloween Scorch running around. And just as a side note, this is one of my favorite Halloween Scorch costumes. Next, we'll move on up to Fort Defiance, which is just north of Firebase Hancock. And with this time around, I only found 1 Halloween Scorch. However, there's a lot of Scorch running around here, so the next time you come through, there could be more. But this time I just found 1. Now we'll go ahead and scoot back on over to the forest, where you'll go to Greg's Mine Supply. And here at Greg's Mine Supply, I found 2 Halloween Scorch running around here. And if your Halloween Scorch is located inside of Greg's Mine Supply, the best way to access it, if you don't have the key, is to go through the roof. Otherwise, you can go to the house across the street, where there's a tunnel that leads back over into Greg's Mine Supply. From there, you can work your way into the office and get the key to the front door, so that way you don't have to go through all the steps again to get inside. You can just go through the front door. Moving a little further north on the edge of Toxic Valley and the forest, you're going to find Morgantown Airport. And at Morgantown Airport, you're going to find tons of Scorch running around. And chances are you're going to find a number of Halloween Scorch running around too. During this playthrough, I only found 1 Halloween Scorch at this location, but there is a ton of Scorch here, so the chances of there being more are very likely. Now we'll turn our attention all the way over here to the mire, where we'll visit Mosstown for some Halloween fun. Inside Mosstown, you're going to find several Scorch running around here. I found 1 Halloween Scorch at this location, this particular run through. Heading back on over to the forest, we're going to go to Overlook Cabin, where we'll find a number of Scorch running around here, ready to give up their trick-or-treat bags. And just to note, I found 2 Halloween Scorch running around at this location. And crossing back over into the Savage Divide, we're going to visit the Pleasant Valley Ski Resort, where there's a pile of Scorch running around here. And on this particular playthrough, I only found 1 at this location, but the sky's the limit because there's a lot of different Scorch running around here. Popping back in over here at the forest, we're going to go to Poseidon Energy Plant, where you will find as many as 4 or 5 at this location. At this particular run through, I found 3. Now we'll head just north to Relay Tower EM-B127, located in the forest. When I got to this location here, I had to go inside to find the Halloween Scorch, but lo and behold, there he was. And be careful, these relay towers have turrets on the side of them, so you may want to take care of them first, or just sneak on in. Traveling a little further south here in the forest, we're going to visit Somerville Docks. And at this location, you'll find a ton of Halloween Scorch running around here. This particular one I found inside this building, but they can quite literally be in every nook and cranny. Now we're going to look at Sutton, which is just north of Somerville Docks there in the forest. And here in Sutton, the home of the Overseer, you'll see that there's 2 Halloween Scorch sitting side by side with one another. I guess they're having like a Halloween party or something. I wasn't invited. Heading deeper into the forest, we're going to go to Tyler County Fairgrounds, where we're going to find more Scorch running around an amusement park. There's an absolute ton of Scorch running around in this amusement park. This time around I only got 1 Halloween Scorch, but there's the chance that you'll get tons of them. Adding to our Halloween Scorch fun, we're going to head north into Toxic Valley, where we're going to go to Wavy Willard's Water Park, which is another amusement park. And folks, there's just as many Scorch running around here as there is Tyler County Fairgrounds, so make sure you take your time running through here. On this particular playthrough, I found 2 Halloween Scorch running around. Next, let's go ahead and head back on over to the forest, where we're going to visit Wixon's Homestead, which is my favorite sleeper location. It's south of Vault 76. And this particular location actually cracks me up because people that are new to the game are going to come out of Vault 76, they're going to head south like the majority of most people do, and then they're going to run into these Halloween Scorch and go, what the heck is going on here? And I just want to reiterate that this is not the end-all be-all list for all the Spooky Scorch that are going to be out there. There's going to be some things that you'll be able to do to increase your chances to run into Spooky Scorch, such as being on a private server versus being on a public server. Of course, there again, you may have better luck on a public server versus a private server. So there's a bunch of math here that I'm not all that familiar with. You just have to experiment and see what works best for you. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this event for this year. If you've made it this far in the video and have an opportunity to post down in the description that you've at least made it all the way through the video and that you were lulled to sleep, perfect. I'd love to see those responses. I'd also want to know what's your favorite part of this event that you like. For me, hunting the Spooky Scorch is always fun, but preferably I like doing the trick-or-treating stuff from one player's camp to the next, and I like giving candy out too, with razor blades in it. I was meaning gumdrops. I don't know how I got my words mixed up there. Anyway, just want to say thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon in Appalachia. Love you, bye. Oh, how nice it is to be finally out in the great outdoors where I could see nature. And what? Wait a tick. What is that? This looks to be like some kind of pre-war microwave or something. What does this button do? Uh-oh.